What is going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video of my sports Gematria. In this video, I'm going to go over some basketball games for Thursday, February 16th, 2023. I'm going to show you highlights of each side, and it's going to be up to you to determine who you think will win based on the numbers. I encourage you to add additional information on top of this if needed for you to feel confident in your own pick. I wish you guys the best of luck on all your picks for this day, for these games. Let's go ahead and get into the games. I'm going to be looking at all three NBA games for Thursday. These are the last three NBA games before the All-Star break. We got the Bucks versus the Bulls, the Wizards versus the Timberwolves, and the Clippers versus the Suns. On this side of the screen is what I call my daily numbers, date numerology, Gregorian Hebrew calendar. And then on this side of the screen is what I call my game numbers, numbers specific to the game. The way that I have it structured here is I have the road team up top, their coach's record, their season record, their road record, any type of winning or losing streak that they're on. In the middle is the all-time head-to-head records between the two teams, as well as for the regular season, as well as for this season in particular. Then at the bottom is the home team, their season record, their home record, their coach's record, their winning or losing streak, or any other notes that I want to add. Let's go ahead and just jump right into it. First game up is going to be the Bucks versus the Bulls. The Bucks versus the Bulls. So I always start with the home team. I'll go over some numbers for the home team to win this game. And then I'll go over some numbers for the road team to win this game. So starting off with the home team, the Bulls, one thing that would allow the Bulls to win this game is that it's the 144th day of the Hebrew civil year. And the Bulls can pick up their 144th all-time head-to-head win against the Bucks. It will be a day with 61 date numerology on the Gregorian. 61 is the 18th prime number. Bucks can get their 18th loss for the season to go with. It will be a day with 16 and 41 date numerology on the Gregorian, 41 the 13th prime number. And the Bucks could become 16 and 13 for a road record with the loss as well. The Bulls, they have beat the last two times. They have beat the Bucks the last two times. They could up the series 3-0. But if they do that, they'll get their 135th regular season head-to-head win against the Bucks. And this is the Bulls' 59th game for the season. 59, if you write it out, sums to 135. I actually mark that in a dark blue if I wanted to. The Bulls, they would get their 27th win for this season as they end the Bucks' 11-game winning streak. 11 comes to 27 in two of the four base ciphers. Let's see, what else? What else we got here? It will be the Bulls' 29th home game. It will be the Bucks' 29th road game. The Bulls coach can sit on 109 losses regular season for his career as a coach for the Bucks with the win. 109 is the 29th prime number. And I think that might be it for right now. 347. Let's see what that number is. 69th prime number. Oh yeah, what I was going to do is this is the Bucks' 58th game for the season. If we write out the number 58, 58 sums to 115. And the Bucks can end their 11-game winning streak as the Bulls end their 5-game losing streak, 11-5, 5-11, kind of like 115. It'll be the Bucks' 58th game for the season. 58 sums to 115. So that could be something that goes against the Bucks as well. If we move on here to the Bucks to win this game, some numbers for the Bucks to win this game. would be, either team could become 16-13 for a record, either at home or away. I already mentioned that it is a day with 41 date numerology on the Gregorian, 41 the 13th prime, 16 date numerology. Bulls can become 16-13 at home for this season with a loss, instead of the Bucks becoming 16-13 on the road with the loss. If the Bulls become 16-13 at home for the season with a loss, they would also get their 6th loss in a row. And the number 13 is the 6th prime number. And if they sit on 16 home wins with the loss, they would get their 33rd loss for the season. And if you write out the number 16, it sums to 33. It's also the Bulls coach's 613th regular season game for his career. 613 is an anagram of 1613. And then in regards to it being a day with 41 date numerology on the Gregorian, Bucks, they can get their 41st win for the season. And instead of the Bulls getting their 144th all-time head-to-head win against the Bucks on the 144th day of the Hebrew Civil, instead what can happen is the Bucks can get their 12th win in a row as they become 1-2 head-to-head against the Bulls for the season, like 12. And mathematically speaking, 144 is the 12th Fibonacci number, and it also has a square root of 12. So 12 times 12 equals 144. Bucks can get their 12th win in a row, become 1-2 head-to-head against Bulls for the season with the win like 12. They would sit on 12 road losses to go with. And that's really what the 144 number could be. So I'll just go ahead and mark that in a cantaloupe color. And that's about what I would put for this particular game for both sides. Let's go ahead and move on to the next game. The Wizards and the Timberwolves. The Wizards and the Timberwolves. So starting with the home team, if the Timberwolves were going to win this game, it is a day with 61 date numerology on the Gregorian. If you write it out, 61 sums to 131, the 32nd prime number. The Timberwolves in their 61st game for the season can get their 32nd win for the season. It's a day with 41 date numerology on the Gregorian, 41 the 13th prime number. The Wizards could become 13-19 for a road record with a loss. If you write out the number 19, it sums to 41. The Wizards, they could become 27-31 for a season record with a loss. 31 is the 11th prime number, and this could be a revenge spot for the Timberwolves. They can even the score 1-1 head-to-head against the Wizards with the win for the season in their second and last head-to-head matchup for the season. 31, the 11th prime number. And then at the same time, Wizards would sit on 27 wins with the loss as Timberwolves get their 27th all-time head-to-head win against the Wizards. And if you write out the number 11, we see that it sums to 27 in 2 of the 4 base ciphers.
Sorry to interrupt this video, you guys, but I need a huge favor from you. Can you go ahead and like this video and leave a comment below on who you think's going to win? It's going to help with the YouTube algorithm. It's going to help grow my channel. I really appreciate you guys being here. Let's go ahead and get back into the video.
If we switch gears here now and look at the Wizards, what it would take for the Wizards to win this game. Well, today is a day with 61 date numerology on the Gregorian. The Wizards could become 28-30 for a season record with a win. 28-30 kind of looks like the 283. The number 283 or 283, the 61st prime number. 61 date numerology on the Gregorian. Wizards would get their 14th road win for the season on a day with 41 date numerology. 14, 41, they're just reflections of each other. But also 14, if you write it out, sums to 41. '41 is the 13th prime number. Timberwolves can get their 13th home loss for the season as their coach gets his 91st loss regular season for his career. 91 is the 13th triangular number. And then the Timberwolves would sit on 20 home wins with the loss as the Wizards become 2-0 like 20 head-to-head against the Wolves for the season. And then the last thing here, Wizards can get their 39th all-time head-to-head win against the Timberwolves as well to go with. And then 39, if you write it out, 39 sums to 61 with a date numerology of 61 on the Gregorian as they become 2830, which kind of looks like a 283, the 61st prime number. And the last game up on the board, the Clippers versus the Suns. Starting with the home team, the Suns. The Suns were going to win this game. It is their 60th game for the season. They can get their 33rd win for the season. 33, if you write it out, sums to 60. This will be the Suns' 30th home game for the season, and they can become 3-0, like 30 head-to-head against Clippers with a win. It's a day with 16 date numerology on the Gregorian, and Clippers can get their 16th road loss for the season. 16, if you write it out, also sums to 33. It's the Clippers' 61st game of the season on a day with 61 date numerology. 61 written out sums to 131, the 32nd prime. And it could be a reason why Clippers sit on 32 wins for the season in their 61st game with a loss. It's also a day with 25 date numerology on the Gregorian. If you write out 25, it sums to 121. Clippers coach can sit on 121 wins regular season as a coach for the Clippers with a loss. And I think that's what I have for the Suns at this time. If we would go ahead and switch it over to the Clippers, if the Clippers were going to win this game, they have a 33 pattern as well. Clippers, they can get their 33rd win for the season in their 33rd road game as they sit on 137 regular season head-to-head win, or 137 regular season head-to-head losses against the Suns with a win. 137 mathematically is the 33rd prime number. Today has 25 date numerology on the Gregorian. Clippers can get their 97th regular season head-to-head win against the Suns as they sit on that 137. 97 mathematically is the 25th prime number. Today has 61 date numerology on the Gregorian. 61 is the 18th prime number. Clippers would get their 18th road win to go with. And the Suns, they would they would get their 102nd all-time head-to-head loss against the Clippers as they become 2-1, like 21 head-to-head against the Clippers for the season. 21 mathematically sums to 102. But you know what also sums to? It sums to 141, just like the number 28 sums to 141. And to add insult to injury, that's how the Suns could get their 28th loss for the season to go with. And then they would sit on 32 wins for the season instead of Clippers on this day with 61 date numerology. 61 sums to 131, the 32nd prime number. And that's about what I have for these games. Just a quick read on each one. I definitely would recommend keeping an eye on the injury report. Again, these are the last games heading into the All-Star break weekend. There's probably some players here for each of these games that might not really try that hard since they're getting ready to go on at like an 8 or 9 day break and have a little fun, little partying. So some of these players that might be in might not take the games that seriously, or there's certain key players that might just sit out just because it's not that serious to them at this time. So definitely keep an eye on that stuff. The NBA is very tricky when it comes to their injury reports. They like to trick people on that all the time. And I noticed it the most during the beginning of the season, around All-Star break, and then also at the end of the season heading into the playoffs. So we're in the All-Star break area, this it being the last day before All-Star break. So just keep an eye on that. Don't rush to conclusion. Kind of think about it a little bit and just kind of wait to see who's actually playing. And then you got to consider, well, are they going to be playing for real, or is it just going to be kind of like a half-ass play because they're getting ready to go on vacation for like 8 days? But hopefully this helps. Hopefully this gives you some insights to the game. Get you started on a decode, adds to a decode that you already have. I really appreciate you guys watching. I really appreciate the support. I wish you the best of luck on all your picks. Hopefully you win all the money in the world. And I will see you guys in the next video.